Okay. So I'm gonna wing it. I thought I'd play with some cards, see what happens. The angel magic cards were popping out, so we'll see if an angel wants to talk to me. The elemental beings, seeing things with wings. We talk to you now. Mother, daughter, mother of all daughters, Sophia. Bath coal. Mother of all daughters. Quarters, sorta. Water's sort of water. Sort of water. Puddle cuddles. Bath coal, listen deeply. If you quiet your mind and listen deeply, you will hear a voice, a clear, gentle, loving stream of language that will tell you just what you need to know. No more, no less. This is me whispering to you. I have been called the still small voice. I am God's voice within you, the channel of divine wisdom that speaks directly to your mind and spirit in the form of words. Bath coal, whose name means daughter of voice, speaks to all of us. If you want to hear her, go somewhere quiet, relax your body, calm your mind, and simply set the intention to hear. This is part of the human experience. What truth is here for you? My truth? Overriding the blocks, yeah, of expressing the true you. You need only listen deeply and you will know right down the stream of language that you inwardly receive. You will be surprised and delighted by just how clearly you can hear the words of the divine. And this is what I do. When I'm, I guess, so-called channeling my poetry, yeah, it's allowing it to come out without judging it, without, blocking it, without convincing yourself that it's, random, like that it's nothing, because it is something. If you allow the flow of it, keep allowing and keep, it may not, like with me, for example, with the poetry channeling that I write, and I still consider myself in the practice phase, like I'm practicing becoming a channel, like an open channel, because there's so many blocks in place, and this is with any creative expression, because creativity is the divine. It's creation, right? Creativity, like pure you just being in your flow type thing, right? We put so many blocks, so many conditions, so many preconceived notions. We try and control it, make it something. We think that it has to look a certain way, blah, blah, blah. It's the same with anything. It's the same with us, how we enter the world, how we talk to people, how we're in relationships. We're all wearing masks. There's this constant blockage that we put on ourselves to be authentic, self-sovereign, expressing our pureness of spirit, which is the divine within us. And you know, the trick sounds so easy, but the thing is, like, to notice every time a blockage comes up, every time a judgment, every time, you know, that other voice telling you, I can't do this, or that's bullshit, or like not good enough, or you know, which literally puts, it's like a dam, you know, it puts a dam in place of your flow. So what we want is a wild freaking running river. Like, that is our natural flow. The power, the beauty, the energy behind that, like that flow of that wild river is coming from the divine, and you know, the essence of the divine is within that river is the energy, the power, like the natural state is that like divine kind of essence. And we're all kind of dammed, we're all damned wild rivers. And when you dam something, that water, you know, it ceases to flow, and so that wild natural, the essence of the divine and the wild spirit has nowhere to go. So it's really not active in it, because source, the divine, is the wild river. It's flowing, so it's looking for any route that is flowing. And so this is what I get, like, if you start your natural flow, you're going to suck the divine into you. And this is kind of what it's like, right? Because source wants to flow, source wants movement, source wants growth, source wants it to be itself. It does not want to be in something that is blocked, damned, restricted, not alive, not moving, not growing, not becoming, seeing what's around the next bend, you know. So that's source, that's spirit, it is active, it is movement, you know what I mean? So think of your bloodstream like a blocked artery or a blocked vein or something. Like, the blood needs to go somewhere, and it's gonna keep trying to find a way to move, to grow. So it like source, what I'm trying to say is, like, source is looking for an outlet. Source is looking for fucking that damn wall to come down. Source wants to move, to grow. And this is our like mission, to, you know, if we are becoming that wild river, if we are chipping away at that dam which is restricting us, which is not us, we're not meant to be dam blocked, we're not meant to be trying to be something else. We're meant to be us and moving and creating our natural path of our wild river. And you know, the miracle is, like, we all think it's so scary, like what happens when our dam comes down. Like, I don't know where I'm going, like, you know, all that water is like, what's my path gonna be? I don't know. Like, it kind of feels a bit safer to be blocked up in this dam. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but at least I know what's not going to happen, because nothing's going to happen. I'm dammed up, I'm blocked, not going anywhere, but I know this space. But you're living, you know, not even a half life. You're living a tiny fraction of your capability of a wild river. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, the like the voice inside your head, like the angelic, you know, whatever you want to label it as, whether, you know, the little voice in the back of your head, the higher mind, the watcher, you know, that tries to encourage you to you know, look at the wall and the damn wall, and you know, try to chip away at it so you can start flowing. And you know, the more we chip away at it, the more the flow happens. And when you start freaking raging, and really trust that that flow knows what to do, that that's what it's made to do, and that's your natural state, that you can trust your natural state, and that, like, at that point, that wildness of spirit gets ignited in you, like your water becomes activated with that source comes into it. Like sitting in the dam, you're not feeling it, but as soon as you start moving, as soon as you start rushing, like, think of source as a freaking madman, adventure seeking loon. And if you start rushing down that mountainside, like in your element, you're following your flow, source is like, fuck yes, this is what I want. I'm right here with you. I am surfing, I'm freaking whitewater rafting right alongside you. We're doing this together, because that's how it works. It's like a it's like a teamwork thing. It's like, we've got to make the water run, but as soon as the water's running, it's like that life within it is source and us at the same time. And that's when you realize, and you have your awakening at the same time, and you realize, well, fuck, I am source, and I am this water. Source is within me, like God is within me, and we're doing this together. And it's like, we've all been working towards we breaking down these walls, these damn walls, so we can flow, so we can grow, so we can make something new, so we can be who we're meant to be, create a new path, create a new beautiful waterfall, a new beautiful rainbow, to move. And it's almost like when you're sitting in the dam, you feel so separated because you can't feel it, him, them. But when you start moving, it's like you feel so many other aspects to you at the same time. I don't know, like, if I'm explaining it very well, but it is like that God aspect of yourself gets ignited when you start flowing, to the point, you know, if you're listening to yourself, and for example with me getting closer and closer in touch and allowing that inner voice to express itself. And it's like you now realize that, you're not alone in this journey. It's like you are the conduit to break down the damn wall, the avatar or whatever. It's like you're the damn wall breaker. But as soon as that happens, it's like we're all within this water body together. It's very interesting. I don't know how else to explain that. That's a really interesting metaphor that has just, come through me. But yeah, it's so beautiful, really. But I think, and I was kind of thinking about this today, I think the big thing is that the big meaning behind that kind of metaphor is that it is like that suction, that backdraft that I've talked about before in another metaphor, that like when you start, when you light your fire, when you start being you and sharing that fire, it like creates a backdraft, a source which lights his fire further. And that connection, that that the air that gets kind of sucked from a fire, how air like when you open a door and the fire, new fresh air, like if you start following your flow, it's like you've opened the door which has let the flow of air in, which that flow of air goes through the cord that attaches you to source. Like we're all attached to source, right? And like that airflow which ignites God, source, lights his fire brighter, it increases like the cord attached to you, that flow of air which you have provided him by opening your door to the flow. Like source God wants to glow, he wants to grow, whether it's water flowing or freaking fire burning or fresh air coming in, a fresh breeze that he wants to smell and taste, and he's following that into you, and that connection from him, his senses like get ignited and follow. And then it is almost like he is living vicariously through you. We're living in order for him to experience what it is. And if you're freaking whitewater rafting or smelling some sweet ass treats, making some sweet ass love, doing something that ignites you, your passions, you're doing something new, you're making a new path, which is new for God, new for source, which is making you light up and making a change in your world. That is it's inspiring to him, it's a new experience. So he's sending his essence into you to get a dose of it, because what does source want other than to experience, to know more? And if you're doing something new and you freaking love it, no matter like what it is, whether it's tasting something, smelling something, looking at the sunset in a new way, like making sweet love, like you're in a relationship that is just divinely beautiful, like, and you know, and this is how I feel like when I feel him. It's like he's really appreciating the experiences that I'm having, and I it makes sense, right? God has seen all the bullshit that every human has done. What would inspire him to enter your reality? It is by you breaking down those damn walls, by following your path, being strong enough to do that and going for it, and at the same time, you know, feeling that backdraft and connection to him for, you know, to get strength, or, you know, it could be anything. But, you know, if you just look at it as God's fucking bored as batshit from the same old bullshit that we've been doing for millennia, and something new, something beautiful and new, exciting or passionate, or you know, there's something like that, you know, like, imagine, I mean, what's going to get him out of bed in the morning? Just you doing the same old thing every day? Is he really going to, you know, come into you and want to experience that when you don't even want to experience that? Like, it's like, you know, think of him as like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like you know, but he has a choice whether he comes into your body or not, like, and it's like, you know, for example, if we got to choose of only living or experiencing the most amazing days of our lives, and all the other days we just, you know, kind of took the day off, like spiritly, we took all those days off because fuck, we've seen that before, it's all just a repeat Groundhog Day. You know what I mean? Like, is it really inspiring, or is it giving anyone anything, or is it just a repeat of the day before? You know, like, we're always connected to him, but if you want like a higher experience, if you want to feel him within you in your life, and I'm absolutely saying that you can, give him something to feel, give him something to experience, give yourself something to experience, for starters. Like, get out of your Groundhog Day, and make your life worth God entering your body. You entering your body, for starters. Make it worth the experience. Like, we're here to see what we can experience. It's like, well, you know, if you think about it, we're all little, those tentacles of God, feelers. We're all feelers going out there and seeing what's there. And if all the feelers are just going like this and not moving, they're going to just, you know, those, what's the point with that? But if there's one going like this, where do you think the attention of that being is going to be? It's going to be in the one that's freaking getting the tentacle down the hole and seeing what's there and trying to grow longer in order to get higher and see what's there. Not to these ones just twitching, doing nothing. It's going to be going into the ones that are like, where can I go, where can I go, where can I go? What can I get my little tentacle into? What can I grab? What can I feel? What can I catch to bring back to God, to bring back to the mouth, to feed it? You know? What's a tasty morsel? What tasty morsel can I catch to bring back to God, to feed it? We're all here to catch as many tasty morsels to feed the body of which we are attached to, you know? And the body is sick of the old shit, of the dregs on the fucking floor, the ocean floor. It wants some freaking fresh, tasty, like freaking oysters with some pearls in there and some crayfish and some, you know, it wants delicacies. It doesn't want fucking leftovers. Doesn't want the minced meat. It doesn't want carcasses. It doesn't want, would you? As above, so below. You know, we can relate in so many ways. When it comes down to it, like it's all the same. But the thing is, like, you don't really understand it until you do it, because, well, like when you do it, it is insanely mind-blowing, batshit crazy, insane to feel it, to feel the connection, grow and to be fired in, and your world to become like this God world. You know, if you know, you know. But I think, you know, like the way I try and explain it, because, you know, I'm not religious or anything. I think really when it comes down to it, it's like energy, the pureness of energy, and, you know, and source or whatever, like, it's the energy wants to move. Like if you go back to the whole like dam water movement, even the air backdraft, like a closed up room, stale air, the fire, you know, if it's in a enclosed space, it's not getting any air coming into it, it's not going to, you know, and it's like that dam being blocked up, that water's not going to have that much life in it, and like the airflow, like if a room's blocked up, that air is going to be stale, but you open a window and a door and let the flow, like, then it becomes alive. And it's that energy and the vibe of all those different metaphors is kind of what I'm talking about. And, you know, I guess it's the essence of you become more alive, you become more powerful, more energetic, more your frequency, your buzz, like less stale. You know, if you're an energy, which you are, and you're stale, like what is a stale energy? I mean, I don't know how to explain that, but that is like what it is. It's like you're a hollow energy, like an energy that is not tapped into its power. It's like it's barely getting any buzz, you know. But if you start following your flow and your passions, it is an automatic like, I'm getting like, you know, like the Tesla, like you get freaking energy from everything around you, and then it's like you're part of that energy. Your energy becomes so much more. You become so much more connected. You become like a lightning rod. Yeah, so I just got this like kind of thought, like, you know how you get kind of static electricity? It is like, so if you're just living ordinary reality, you know, Groundhog Day, your electricity, your energy is kind of like getting kind of that shock from you're rubbing a balloon. So that's your energy. When you're following your flow and you're freaking, you are the lightning rod, that static electricity. That's the difference. From being a little zap on a balloon to a lightning strike. It's a completely different reality. The power you hold, the connection, like, I mean, that is like from human to God level, right? Like you're going from, you know, I'm getting, you know, Thor, Odin. You're controlling. You are the lightning god. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much you're igniting the world around you. Luminous, humanous. That spark of lightning is what happens, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, it feels like God is now within me, that I am a God, like because your reality changes. You realize you've just gone from a little balloon zap to a lightning rod. You see yourself, you're experiencing yourself grow from that to that. Never knew that it was possible before, and you've just gone from that to that, and it's like, holy moly, there's something to this. Everyone needs to know this, because this is what we're meant to be. We're all meant to be lightning. We're not meant to be the little balloon freaking static electricity zap. We're meant to be lightning. And what's stopping us from being lightning? It's those dams, those damn walls, those motherfucking damn walls that we're kind of got to the point, you know, of being afraid to pull down. But, you know, and this is like my mission now, is like, it's worth it to pull the walls down, break those motherfucking walls down. It is worth it to break through that fear. You know, and it can start with the artist way, 3 pages of writing a day, of just not thinking, just, well, writing the first thing that comes to your head. Allow the flow of you, no matter what it is. Allow it. Don't stop it. Don't judge it. Don't condemn it. Don't pish-posh it. Don't poo-poo it. Allow you to come out. Allow your flow to come out. And the more that you can allow you to come out, you're starting your flow. Emotions, words, thoughts, wishes, desires, just start writing it all down. Allow the flow to come. So you can get to know what your flow is. You don't have to do anything else for a start. Just start writing, expressing. You've got to get it out somehow in order to start the flow. Like sometimes one little hole poked in that damn wall. One little poke is this 3 pages of writing, self-expressing, what do they call it? Like free writing. Just write whatever word comes into your head without thinking about it. Or you can do whatever you want, you know what I mean? You can think about it, but you don't have to. Like The Artist's Way is a book and you write 3 pages a day, and it is to unplug the dam. It's to pull the plug out, to allow a trickle out. And once the trickle comes out, like once you poke one little hole in that damn wall, you create that little space that can slowly larger, this is the word, become larger over time, crumble all the way. You know, it is a process, but that one little poke, while you're pulling the plug out of the bath, you can start to flow and allow yourself to keep flowing. The purpose is to flow, and we've got to practice and come up with different ways in order to allow ourselves to flow. We need to break ourselves open. We need to turn ourselves inside out. But, you know, a little flow to start off with. And, you know, it's a great way to get to know ourselves and to, you know, build trust and to build an acceptance of who we are without judgment. Because we constantly judge ourselves and each other. So, yeah. And I kind of just got like I went from writing to then like next step after that was the videos of a good one. A good one is when, like, I still do it when I'm driving. I think I've said this before on one of my videos, but like sometimes when I'm driving and, you know, these words, my higher self or whatever, the channeling kind of starts, like words in my head or whatever. I put the video or the voice recorder on my phone while I'm driving. So it's like part of me is focused on driving, right? And the other part of me, I allow myself to voice whatever comes into my head. And this way I'm too busy, part of me is too busy focusing on driving and what's going on around me to think about what I'm saying. That's how powerful, like, our judgmental kind of critical brain is, that, you know, a lot of the time, like, we go to, like, something comes into our head and we can shut it down and criticize and judge it and shame ourselves or whatever before it even leaves our mouth. And if you keep yourself like doing something else, keep kind of our one side of our brain or whatever, I don't know what it is anyway, you keep kind of one part of you busy on something, it kind of allows a little sneaky kind of backdoor route for you to start expressing the higher mind, because we've got some really tight bands around ourselves, you know, and the connection with our higher selves and everything. So doing something like that, I find that kind of works. I've seen people just scribble while they're channeling. So it's like part of their body is being active, so they don't have as much tight hold on what's coming in, and so it kind of leaves a door open. And I think that's what it is. It's like also when I'm writing my channeling poetry type thing, it works like I do it while I'm walking. It's like, and if I stop, my thinking mind takes over and I try and control it. So it's almost like you kind of got to trick yourself a little bit. I don't know how it all works, but anyway, I mean, it's a thing. So yeah, moving the body or having something like either scribbling while you're allowing the thoughts to leave your mouth, writing. If you want to write, go for a walk and write. That absolutely works for me. Like, there is enough part of my, I don't know, consciousness or whatever, having to concentrate on walking, that I'm not overly thinking or like judging what I'm writing or whatever. It kind of creates this more a balanced, harmonious state in order for me to accept what I'm doing or whatever. And it's the same when I'm driving. I just start, you know, I press the play button and just start driving, and I just allow it to come out. I allow it that much easier if I'm moving or doing something. It's like if we're still and want something to come out, it's like we're waiting, we're anticipating, we're judging, we're criticizing, and it's almost like the flow as well. Like if our body's moving, flowing, if I'm driving, like I'm moving, I'm flowing, it's like it's able to flow out of me easier. I've noticed like on my walk, if I stop, my writing stops. But if I start walking again, then the flow starts coming through again. And that's like how our energies work. We've got to flow. We've got to flow in order for the flow to come through. And that flow is our higher self. It's coming like, you know, we've got to move if we want our higher self to come with us. And, you know, like, the better you can get your flow and the more, you know, if you can work out, and it's like that flow of, you know, how the river finds its path. You know, at first it's kind of like a freaking flood. You don't know which direction you're kind of going. But and then like the journey is to find your beautiful little river path. And when you're in that balanced state of perfect flow and confident, you know, like a good river that's been there for a long time, and it's like a confident river. When you're set, you know, in your flow, grounded in that water flow, yeah, flowing and grounded, like you're set in your riverbed, you know. And like the journey to that space, like is the next, you know. You might have a few different, you know, when you first break the dam, it kind of goes everywhere and you're this way, that way, that way, and you haven't really created your riverbed yet, and it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. But, you know, your water does eventually, and I guess the point is to don't stop until you really, you know, find the right flow where it actually, you can really, you know, all your water is together rather than spread out into multiple, like, you know what I mean, like, and this is like all the essences of you. When you've really found your groove, the essence of you, that's when the real power of your river, your flow, and the spirit of that river is ignited. You know what I mean? I think I just swallowed them off. And that's when the real, like, magic, you know, that's when your frequency is really honed to perfection, like your tone is freaking resonating, and that's when you really, like, you're locked into your conduit, your antenna. That frequency is readily readable, and, you know, like the talkback radio, you're resonating at, I guess what it is, what I'm finding, a more stable frequency. Yeah, like that, the stability of your frequency, like, really important. So you can trust what you're tuning into, and you get a better, stronger dial tone, like a better connection as you're whitewater rafting. Yeah, so I was just kind of getting that it's a really good kind of metaphor to think, well, you know, as well as others, but, you know, there is this aspect of source, of the highest self, of the all, of our star family, whoever you know, connect to, of our real highest self, of the divine nature. There is an aspect to our divine natures that is the wild child, that is the thrill-seeking adventurer, that not an irresponsible frickin', but, you know, to go deeper, to experience more, to be that Indiana Jones, to be the Joker, to be happy, to be the lover, to be the sexy ass motherfucker on a motorcycle, there is the divine God in that aspect of us, there is, you know, whatever aspect of you could ever think of, there is an aspect of, you know, the divine in that. Like, yeah, I mean, it depends who you are and everything like that, right? But don't think a divine experience, a source, an experience of the all, God, whatever you want to think of it is, has to look a certain way. Like if you're tapping into your flow, creating new waves, paving new paths, whatever that may look like to you. Like for me, you know, I'm more of a wild child, freaking lover, kind of mental adventurer. I don't know, what am I trying to say there? That God loves to have sex. That, you know, like, God, you know, the divine connection doesn't look just one certain way. You don't have to be a priest or a nun, or you don't have to be a vegetarian, vegan. You don't have to be inside a box to make Source happy. To make Source happy, I mean, the point isn't to make Source happy, it's to make you happy, but then you realise you are Source, so, you know, ideally you can think of it that way if you want to, but it's for you to be happy. Like whatever makes you happy is making Source happy, true happiness, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah, I mean, breaking down the walls of the restriction, there's a whole nother like damn thing, right, surrounding. It's like they've damned Source, saying that we can't have access unless you are this particular person, you know, like, and that's absolutely not the case. You know, we need to bring down all these dams surrounding what enlightenment and connection to the divine, or your higher self, or the experience of fucking being a human, or of what love is, what connection is, the purpose of being here is, our connections with each other, our connections with Earth. Like, we've just got dams everywhere. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. I'll leave it there. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather be, you know, whitewater rafting than sitting in a dam getting all freaking algae-fied and probably oil freaking waste leaks sitting there being gross, not doing anything, getting stale and moldy. You know, like, break down your dams is what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a wild ride, But when you know, that river running through those beautiful hills after, you know, you sort yourself out a little bit, that's great. And you're wild and free and really feeling divine. Yeah. Have a good one.